With the CBA deadline passing for the WNBA and the players, we are now in a situation where we might not have a regular season. And as I've stated in the past, if that takes place, this league is in big trouble. I understand the players want to make more money. I'm totally for that. Go get your bag. But when you look at the business model for the WNBA, there are different parties involved, such as investors and the NBA, and they're helping your league remain sustainable. They're the main reasons why you're playing basketball. When you look at the ticket prices for an NBA Finals game versus a WNBA final game, it is shocking to see the difference. It's cheaper, way cheaper to go to a WNBA Finals game versus an NBA game. What does that say? The demand for a important game is not as high in the WNBA. In fact, if you go to a women's basketball March Madness game or a men's March Madness game, I guarantee those prices are higher because fans want to see college basketball. For the women's side, they do, and for the men's. But when it comes to the professional side of things, the demand is just not there. And these statements are very telling between both sides because you're going to see the difference between the WNBA versus the WNBA-PA statements. It's just ridiculous. Now, here's what the players had to say. Friday, January 9th of 2026 at midnight, the 2020 WNBA WNBPA collective bargaining agreement will expire. Despite demonstrating our willingness to compromise in order to get a deal done, the WNBA and its teams had failed to meet us at the table with the same spirit and seriousness. Instead, they have remained committed to undervaluing player contributions, dismissing player concerns, and running out the clock. Today's display of an inflatable rate, a universal symbol of labor protest. These players are hilarious. Outside the NBA store calls attention to how the league and its teams have handled these negotiations. By delaying and clinging to the status quo, they are jeopardizing the livelihoods of players and the trust and investment of fans, all in the name of preserving regressive provisions that no longer belong in women's basketball. Players care deeply about their fans and take pride in honoring that loyalty every time they take the court. The league's tactics harm current and future players and marginalize the very people who show up for the game in communities across the country. This misguided approach will not work. In the face of the league and team's actions, the players remain undeterred, unafraid, and unwavering in their commitment to doing what is necessary to secure a transformational new CBA. This agreement must include a salary system tied to a meaningful share of the revenue. Lord have mercy. That would not exist without player labor, mandate professional working conditions, and require protections that honor the players who built this league and set the next generation up for success. Make no mistake, pay equity is not optional and progress is long overdue. We urge the league and its teams to meet this moment. The players already have and will continue to do so. These players sound so entitled and they just are missing the mark when you look at the business model for the WNBA. And when they first came out with Pay Us What You Owe Us, there were fans on board, but it's fun to see how they have changed their tune with the entitlement from these players. Let's look at what the WNBA said in response. The current collective bargaining agreement has expired, and negotiations with the Women's National Basketball Players Association remain ongoing. As the league experiences a pivotal time of unprecedented popularity and growth, we recognize the importance of building upon that momentum. Our priority is a deal that significantly increases player salaries, and that will happen with a new agreement, just not the numbers the players are looking for, enhances the overall player experience, and supports the long-term growth of the league for current and future generations of players and fans. And that's what the players need to realize. You just got on the map. Fans are just tuning in. And when you look at when your season starts, you've got a small window here to gain traction. You have until May, until late August. And what happens afterwards? Well, it's football season. And the majority of your audience is men right now. And what are they going to be watching during that time? Oh, yeah. The NFL and college football. It's going to dominate everything. Notice the difference between the statements of the players and the league, how much longer it was versus the WNBA. The lack of professionalism is astounding to me. And I just don't understand what they're trying to do here. As this fan says here, they're literally comparing playing basketball to manual labor as if that's the same thing. Sorry, I didn't know it was this hard to hoop. Do us real hoop fans a favor and cancel this whole league. You women make enough money to survive. The players have stupidly overplayed their hand, and our rivals' numbers are so blamed. The WNBA quickly figured out they do not have to concede. Exactly. If you saw the ratings for Unrivaled now, I know there's going to be more reports coming out. They did not get great viewership. And with Project B coming out later this year, I guarantee you players are going to change sides, especially let's just say they can offer Caitlin Clark a $50 million contract. The WNBA players are going to be like, you know what? They want to play in a 3-on-3 league where my offer isn't as high. I'm not going to compensate as well. No, I'm going to go overseas and get my bag, which I am all in favor of. So Unrivaled might not be around much longer because they got competition around the corner. So they're just delusional and they don't get it. Every person on Caitlin Clark management team should lock in a war room all weekend. This is when the power of the true face of the league needed. CC should have give a statement pushing the idea of compromise to save the players who don't have other leagues. This hurt LeBron's social reform bubble moment when he called out the owners to do more to help and spread awareness or players would forfeit the season. So you see here, LeBron understands the power he has and he's done that in the past. But the difference between the NBA and other leagues out there, they recognize when they have a face they should be pushing, they go ahead and push them in fans' face. Even if they don't always like it, they recognize we got to make some money here. They have failed miserably. That player unit statement is a bit over the top. As you see, your fans are just not happy with this entire situation. And I agree, nobody really cares. This person says, who knows if the fans will even come back? Why risk everything while you have momentum? CC, Angel Reese, and Becker's only come around so often. Get the deal done. Quit blanking around. As a fan, I could say that the WNBPA can blank off because it seems they don't care about me for sure because they mentioned the fans, but they obviously don't want to get a deal done right now. They want everything, and more. And at the end, they and we will get nothing. They deserve a much better payment and other options than they have now. But this is a joke. It's just crazy stuff from the Players Association. The most ironic part of all this, the union will be the number one reason why this league finally dies. What started as a good intent for equal pay has turned to pettiness using that same intent. It's not about money anymore. It's about wanting power they can never have. Agreed. 100%. This is more than just money. They want some type of influence, some type of power they haven't truly earned yet. And until they can show the league they can be sustainable, that they can keep growing, they're not going to have all this leverage at the negotiation tab. You look at the ratings with Caitlin Clark, it's night and day. You look at the prices of these games, they go down much lower when Caitlin Clark is not playing. So how do you expect to get more money when the revenue isn't there yet? You got to grow things organically. And these players act so entitled and they act like they are watched by everyone. Go out in public. Who has a WNBA jersey on? Let's be honest. I don't see anybody with a WNBA jersey on. I might see a Caitlin Clark one, but do you see women going around wearing their jerseys? No. What do you see, though? You see other jerseys like in the NBA, the NFL, because they are a bigger market and they get more attention. Sorry, if it hurts your feelings, those are just the facts. But if these players don't get it together, this league will be cooked. And we'll say bye-bye, and they'll complain and victimize themselves, and we'll just laugh in their face. So we'll see how it all plays out. Hope you guys enjoyed my reactions and thoughts to the CBA not passing last night. What do you think is going to happen next? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.